thank you so much for joining me. It's your girl Chi, and I'm super cheesy smiling, and I'm super excited because I am officially in NP school. All right, so I want to share with you guys how I got there, and so you can get there too. Okay. Okay, if you've not already subscribed, be sure to subscribe. I'm nice, like, yeah. And if you're a returner, you know I got lots of love for you guys. Thank you so much for rocking with me, vibing with me, and let's get into this video. So first of all, if I don't give God glory, I'm pretty sure he's gonna smite me, because literally getting into this program was a godsend, and it was just me being obedient, and I'm still shookity shook that I'm in this program. So yeah, I'm a firm believer in what is for you will be for you, and what is not meant for you, no matter how hard you try, you won't attain it. And sometimes we feel like rejection is devastating, yes, but at the same time it's for our good, especially if you're a believer and you know that God doesn't give bad gifts because he's a good father. And sometimes when it feels like he's holding out something for you, just chill, honey.
You need to relax.
He got something better for you. I say this because I have a story time. So I've been applying for school for like a year, and I knew I was going to go back to school, and I was looking. So the first program I applied to, I wasn't that serious because I wanted to go back to school, but in my heart of hearts, like, I didn't really know, I didn't have a strong why, I didn't have a fuel behind my passion. I just knew that, yeah, I do want to go to school. And it was an MSN program, a master's program. And so I didn't finish, and that was it. The second program, I was like, oh my gosh, this is totes my dream school, Jesus, help me get in. And I already did a medical missions with this school. Like, I super, like, this is it. I want to get in. If I don't get in, I'm going to be crushed. So I remember that time in my life, and that was like a couple of months ago. And I originally had applied for spring 2019 to start school with my MSN, for my MSN. Oh, so it was just, I remember that period of my life. It was a rough period in my life. Okay, so I recently like broke up with, I swore I thought, love of my life.
My heart.
Like, devastated, crushed, mortified. Freaking lost my best friend, mortified even more. And then I land and I realized that I didn't get into my dream school. Triple devastated. And then to top that off, as if like life could not just sucker punch me one more good time, I got into a car accident and totaled my car. It was not my fault though. And so I was just like, this is exceedingly too much. And you know, when you're walking with God, and you know, you say your prayers and you say these things about things you want, like I was like, God, I want a new car, I want a new car. I did not expect for the events to happen and have the opportunity to have a new car. And that's basically what happened. Through the car accident, thankfully, physically okay, like car was totaled, but me, friend, walked out of the car unharmed, like, unharmed. So I was like, let me just calm down a little bit and relax, because at the end of the day, I ended up with my whole health and my life intact. So take a chill pill. So that happened. I ended up getting blessed with a new vehicle, and I was like, okay, Jesus, I see your handiwork. Me and my, you know, best friend starting to rekindle, whoop-de-whoop, love of my life. We just living their life, living my life, and it's all good. And then with school, I was like, you know what? When I was applying for the school, I was a little bit bummed out when I was applying, because I just found out about programs that were PSN to DMP, and I was like, dang, I really want to get into DMP program, but you know what? I'm gonna apply, and I want to get into this MSN program. So when I found out that I got rejected from the program, I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and shoot my shots with the DMP program. So I applied to 2 programs, and one of the programs, it literally, the application date, the due date, and the time I found out was literally a month. I was like, what? Oh. So when I tell you I was making sure that I was on top of everything, the first thing I did was make sure that I looked at all the requirements. What was required from me, what was required from other people. So I knew I had to get 3 references from the jump. I emailed everything. And being a traveler, it can be a challenge getting references because no one really knows you because you're there for 3 months at a time. But luckily I made friends with people in higher up, like supervisors and directors who I had a good relations with, and they know my work ethic, they know my personality, so I was able to be like, hey, and I explained to them, hey, can I get this by this week? I know this is rough and a rush, but the program, the application is open and it's gonna close shortly. Luckily, like, they were like, yes, yes, and yes. And the last person, bless this person's heart, I told them about my reference. They were in freaking Canada. Not only did they print it out for me, they mailed it in, they did all this stuff, and I was just like, thank you so much, because I was originally gonna print out the reference letter, mail it to them, and then they'll mail it, the final, shebang to the school. But I am so beyond absolute gratefulness that the people who I asked for references, they replied like in no time. And the crazy thing was, the original people that I had for the references, they were taking their time, like they were not responding. So make sure that you have more than 1 reference. Like if you have 3 references, make a backup list of another 3, because you never know, life happens. And if I'm asking something from somebody and I need it in a short amount of time, I cannot be mad if they can't help me out as soon as I need it. So make sure that you have backup after backup of references. As far as transcript, once I knew that I was applying to this school, I literally went and I sent in for a request of my transcript from both my university that I graduated from and then the Houston Community College that I went to for like some nonsense like history class or something I did my undergrad year. So make sure you have all your transcript, because what happened with my very first application was that I didn't know that I had to send in my HCC application. So HCC transcript. So I was thinking like everything was done, and when the university got back to me and was like, hey, your transcript from your other school isn't in, and I'm like, what? So I had to drive all through town, like a whole hour, to turn in transcript. But because I knew that from my failed attempt the first time, by the 3rd time I knew that I had to make sure all my transcripts were in. When it came to the essays, I already knew you're gonna have to write an essay regardless. So I had already written one, and I went back and I worked on that essay for about a month. And I had someone else, like 2 other people, read it, reproof it, revise it, and was like, okay, no. You need to sound more articulate in this manner. You need to sound more articulate in that manner. And when I was writing it, I went through online and I looked at sample papers, and then I looked at what it took to be an FMP, specifically a doctorate prepared NP, what the courses entail, so that way I know that I have a full understanding of what I'm about to embark on, as opposed to, for example, an MSN prepared, FMP. Whatever the case is, whichever course you're going for, whichever program you're going for, make sure that in your paper you can properly articulate and it is clear to the reader that they know that yes, I'm applying for a DMP program, and I know with DMP we're looking at research, we're looking at changing policies, in our MSN we're looking at teaching and educating and preventative care, so you need to know or sound like you know what you're talking about in your essay. As far as my GPA, I remember my GPA being nothing like spectacular. It was a 3 points unspectacular, 3.3, 3.4, something like that. So it wasn't crazy high up there, but at the same time, when I wrote my resume, I wrote a CV, and I sent the CV, which is like a curriculum vitae, and it was a lot better. I revised it. I made sure that I put in my medical missions that I did. If you guys haven't seen that video, it's gonna be up here. I made sure that I put in that I was proficient in the different charting systems that I have worked with, Cerner, Meditech, Epic, and then I also made sure, because a traveler, you work for many different facilities, through your contract. So I made sure that I put the hospital name, I put that I was a traveler, and then I put what type of patient population I worked with. That way they get an understanding that, oh man, she works with renal patient. Oh wow, then she went over here and she worked with a GI patient, and then oh wow, she did ortho. So that way I look like a well-rounded individual. All right. And the last thing I did after I had, you know, turned in everything, I made sure, like for example, the due date December 1st, I was ready to turn everything in on my end. By 2nd, when it opened up, it was literally click, 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 upload, pay my money. Because if these universities are telling you that there's a rolling start, honey, baby, you better believe them. That rolling start is a real thing. So you want to play to your advantage at all times. You don't want to be having a rolling start and then turning your stuff in very last minute, and you could have been a really great candidate, but because it's a rolling start, then when you pick their top 50 and you were like 53, it's gonna work to your disadvantage. So make sure if it's rolling start, you're one of the first couple of applicants. And lastly, once I was done, I turned in everything. I made sure that I hit my reference people up, and I told, you know, I asked them, hey, have you sent it in? You know, just wanted an update, and they let me know, yeah, I sent it in. And I was like, cool, thank you, thank you, thank you. So that's what I did to ensure and to help me get into MP school. If there are things that I missed, be sure to let me know. If there are other MP students just starting out like me, go ahead and comment below. And I'm super excited. I've watched other MP videos and I'm just like, wow, like watching these nurses from like starting applying to getting into now, some of them, you know, they're done with their program and they're graduating. I'm just like butterflies and super happy because now I have resources, I have people to connect with, to ask questions, I have a community. And that's really and truly what, you know, for me, what YouTube is, especially nursing YouTuber, vlogger, like that is what it is for me. And I hope it can be that way for other people, that we can serve as resources for each other, encouraging each other, and just making nursing a little bit easier for everybody. So if you guys have enjoyed this video, if you guys love my content, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll check you guys later in another video. Bye.